Mr. Po, good afternoon.
Good afternoon po sa Gabos. Good afternoon po sa Gabos. Sa Gabos po na yaon idi sa venue ta sa Bicol Science and Technology Centrum. Sa Gabos po na mga online viewers kang Naga City Government sa tuya pong public presentation kang 2023 Annual Plans and Budget kang Naga City Internal Audit Service Office. Ako po ang Supervising Administrative Officer kang IAS. Ako po si Elizabeth Valiente. Sa ngaran po kang bilog na pag-iriba sa Naga City Internal Audit Service Office, dako lang onora na ipresentar mi po sa Indo ang samuyang 2023 Annual Plan and Budget of the Naga City Internal Audit Service Office. Next slide please po. Ang IAS po is under the Development Administration Sector, the General Public Services. Ang vision po kang opisina, an internal audit service office that will add value to the city government through review and evaluation of the internal controls and processes and provide checks and balances for government intervention to deliver measurable results within an environment that empowers citizens through greater transparency, accountability, and inclusive governance. For our mission, IAS is to provide independent and objective internal auditing services designed to add value and improve operation in the city government of Naga. Next slide po. Our mandate, originally, Internal Audit Service was created under Administrative Order 2015-004, creating the Internal Audit Unit in the City Government of Naga and defining its composition and functions. Just recently, last year po, nakaigwa kaning City Ordinance 2021-016, an ordinance is strengthening the Internal Audit Service in the City Government of Naga by establishing the Naga City Internal Audit Services Office, creating certain plantilla positions thereof, appropriating funds therefore, and for other purposes. For our functions, the City Ordinance provided that we advise the local chief executive or the Sanggunian on all matters relating to management, control, and operations audit of both the executive and the legislative branches. Number 2, we conduct management and operations audit of LGU functions programs, projects, activities, and outputs, and determine the degree of compliance with their mandate, policies, government regulations, establish objectives, systems and procedures, processes, and contractual obligations. We review and appraise systems and procedures, organizational structures, asset management practices, financial and management records, reports, and performance standards of the city government. We also analyze and evaluate management deficiencies and assist top management by recommending realistic courses of action. And of course, just like any office and department of the city government, we perform other functions as mandated under the Administrative Order 278, the Administrative Number 70, and related issuances by competent authorities. For our Sustainable Development Goal, we opted for the SDG number 17, or the Partnership for the Goals. We understand that there are many concerns dyan po sa satuyang SDGs, but considering that IAS performs audit in the different aspects of governance, including health, housing, and related mga areas of governance, pinagpili mi po na we have chosen that we be included or under the SDG number 17, or the Partnership for Goals. We believe that any mga actions or mga programs in government cannot be achieved kung may pong partnership with other sectors of the society. And for the God issue being addressed, we have chosen the gender equality. Dahil iyan po, regardless of the gender, we conduct unbiased audit sa samuya man pong opisina, sa samuya mga empleyado sa pagkandak ni mga trainings and seminars. Daimi po whether female or male, and all other aspects of our internal auditing, we practice gender equality. Next po. I-discuss ko lang po in value of having internal audit. Sa ngunyan po kaya, sa Pilipinas, interong Pilipinas, nagkakaroon pa lang ang mga lokal na gobyerno na iwan ng established internal audit. Ibig sabihin po lalo na talagang prepare pa lang ang iwan ng IAS. And as a matter of fact po, ako ng mga nearby municipalities and provinces come to visit sa satuyang syudad to observe or to benchmark with us with regarding to the internal audit service. Ipon is mga benefit na ang sa mga LGU, pagkakaiba kung ikaw ka internal audit. Ang inot po is to improve effectiveness of risk management, controls and governance practices. This will help the city government accomplish its objectives by establishing source of continuous assessment of the internal controls, and also a continuous source of recommendations for improvement. Kadua po, to instill public confidence in the LGU's ability to operate effectively. This will help the LGU or the city government establish citizens' trust that the LGU resources are effectively and efficiently managed for optimum service delivery. And last, we strengthen the mechanism for ensuring accountability of LGUs to their respective constituents. This will help the city government demonstrate that it takes the principle of holding its officials answerable for the use of public funds seriously. Also, to strengthen the mechanism to ensuring the accountability of LGU to their respective constituents, this will help an LGU demonstrate it takes the principle of holding its officials answerable for the use of public funds seriously. Next po. Next slide, please. Just to have a picture of the personal complement of the Internal Audit Service. Since nagtukaw po ako sa Internal Audit Service way back 2018, igwa po ni sarong regular employee, ako po yan, ako ang Supervising Administrative Officer. Igwa man po kami ning duwang casual employees, and sarong detailed employee from the City Accountant's Office, who at present is now on vacation leave. Excuse me.
Sorry po, medyo hindi daw po audible. Pakilapit na lang po ng mic.
Okay.
Thank you po.
Okay, ma'am, thank you. We also have, again, we have one detailed employee from the City Accountant's Office who is now on vacation leave for travel abroad. Kaya sa ngunyan po, ang natatada, tulo kaming employees kang Internal Audit Service. Next slide po. Ini po ang present organizational structure kang Internal Audit Service based on City Ordinance 2021-006. Ini si mga created positions, may hepe kang opisina, Internal Auditor 5, Supervising Administrative Officer, equivalent to Internal Auditor 4. We also have 3 divisions, the Administrative Division, the Operations Audit, and the Management Audit. Under the Administrative Division, igwa po ning Senior Administrative Assistant and Administrative Aide. Both Operations Audit and Management Audit Divisions have 3 Internal Auditor positions and 1 Internal Auditing Assistant. Given iyan pong yaon dyan na image or yaon dyan po naka-color coding si mga positions. Ini pong mga in blue colors, these are the positions that we are requesting for opening or filling up. Sana po next year mapuanrahan na ang samuyang opisina. And this year po, for the information of everyone, funded po iyan mga in blue, in blue colors na yan. Funded positions po siya sa ngunyan. Ito man pong yellow, ito si filled up, the only filled up position in the Internal Audit Service since mamukna po ang IAS. Next slide po, ma'am. Iyo po ni si LBP Form 2 or the Program Appropriation and Obligation by Object of the Naga City Internal Audit Service Office. Showing the figures for the past year 2021, the current year, and for the proposed budget year 2023. The first line of which is the personal services. Kang 2021 po, igo kami kaning 1.5 million na budget. For 2022, we have 5.2 million approved budget. And for budget year 2023, we propose for 5.3 million. What causes the increase in the personal services component of our budget is the expected increase in the salary due to the salary standardization law for implementation by next year. Sa maintenance and other operating expenses po, basically, di man nagparahiro si samuyang proposed budget. One thing na bago dyan sa samuyang MOE is the training expenses. Sa samuya po kaya very important ang siguro bako sa naman sa gabos na aspeto kang pag governor importanteng maray ang continuous education. Kaya nag-provide po kami ng 30,000, very minimal nga ni iyan. Every time kaya may mga ongoing na pa-seminar ang Association of Government Internal Auditors of the Philippines, required po na from time to time kita ni mga updates sa tuyang mga trainings when it comes to internal auditing. Next slide po. Comparative budget, pigpahiling ko man giraray. Sa PS, an increase of 186,000. Sabi ko nga, ni kasubago, this represents the increase due to the salary standardization law. Although we understand na igakita ning mga financial constraints because of the reduction sa satuya pong national tax allocation, piglaan mi man paggiraray, base lang po the same budget for 2022. For MOE, yes, increase, and ini pong 218,000 represents 4% of the total budget, increase in the total budget kang 2022. Next slide po, ma'am. For the LB Form 4, iyan, na lang po. Ining nasa inutan, mandate, vision, na basically na ko na siya, na discussed earlier. For the organizational outcome, ini pong effectiveness and of management controls and governance processes. Darada kala po, ma'am. Ini na lang gayon. Ini na lang po gayon sa kuyang hard copy. Basically, LBP Form 4 is divided into two parts. Hindi po sa samuyang projects, programs, and activities. First part is the general administrative function and support. Ano po ang mga included dyan? Records management, payroll management, and asset management. Yan, sa records management po, importante po kayang maray. Ang sa major final output is that records are properly filed and retrieved in 10 minutes. Bako lang po ini yung madali siyang ma-retrieve or properly filed. Just to share with you, sa samay apong opisina, nagpa-practice po kami kang pag-archiving kan sa mga records, duly coded po para for easy retrieval. For payroll management, dapat properly prepared and complete ang sa tuyang mga payrolls. Kumbaga, kumbaga regular na nagkakandak ning payroll sa itong mga empleyado. Ang samayang objective is that our employees makakubra kan sa inang sweldo sa tamang oras. And pag-abot sa asset management, we are not just concerned about the recording kanimang inventories, si proper maintenance kan physical condition kan sa tuyang mga assets kan sa tuyang mga property, plant, and equipment. Ano po importante? Because kung properly maintained ang sa itong mga property, plant, and equipment, siguro si mga repairs na mga gigibuhon dyan, minimal na lang. Siguro si mga gastos na gigibuhon dapat, gagastuson sa mga pagbakal ka mga ekipahe, marireduce. Kaya importante, sabi kayan, kaipuhan tang itreat ang sa tuyang mga ang propiedades kang gobyerno o ang kwarta kang gobyerno just like our own money para, kumbaga, kita baga sa mga personal na pagbuhay, pigaano ta na mas ma-extend si sa tuyang mga gamit, si sa tuyang mga resources, mas ma-extend. Hindi sa manner sa gobyerno dapat araw din po kayo na sa tuyang orientation. Next po, we have the general support function. Sa general support function po, yan na po dyan si support to operation, yan na dyan si internal audit and the capacity building. The internal audit is basically divided into baseline assessment, the conduct of the compliance management and operations audit, and the audit monitoring. Sa tuya man pong capacity development, not only that we are concerned about sending our employees sa mga trainings, sa samuya pong opisina, we also practice coaching and mentoring. Every time may mga learnings ang kada saro, we share among our co-employees sa samuyang opisina para as a part of the capacity development kan samuyang pag-iriba sa opisina. Next po. Sunod na slide po, please. Next slide po, ma'am. Last na guide. Next steps. For calendar year 2023, iyo po na ang plano kang opisina na mag-craft ka, meaning sa diring Internal Audit Operations Manual. Just like other mga offices, ang Treasury may Treasury Operations Manual, ang iba-ibang opisina may mga manual. Ang IAS, being bago pa po na opisina, may pa po kita kaya Internal Audit Operations Manual. Siguro, pagtatrabahuhan niyo po next calendar year, sana madagdagan din talaga kaming empleyado, makagibo naman kami kaniyong susundon na Internal Audit Operations Manual. Kaya ansa mo yung action requested, we pray na for 2023, madagdagan, maski kadikit lang, maski dikit lang na empleyado, madagdagan lang, makaarabante lamang ang opisina. Next slide po. Ayun na. Sa ngaran giraray kang bilog na pag-iriba, sa Naga City Internal Audit Services Office. Yaon po dyan si ngaranan ko, si Ma'am Sandal Sanyel, si Sir Richard Gomez, si samuyang on vacation leave, si Ma'am Luz de los Santos. Ako po si Elizabeth Valiente. Nagpapasalamat sa pagdang po sa samuyang presentasyon. Thank you very much.
Salamat pong maray, Ma'am Beth. Acknowledge ko po ang presensya from the Office of Naga City Council for Women and CCW, from Urban Federation, Sir Lito Barbolino, si Ms. Presi of Urban, BPC President, Queen President, and siyempre po from City Planning, Ma'am Rose and Ma'am Cecil. Apudanta na po ang second, sorry ma'am. Question and answer po pala, 20 minutes. Sige po, kasi may mga questions, clarification or suggestions. I-welcome na po ni Ma'am Beth. Sorry.
Tulo-tulo, kadakul daw ka mandato. Iyo, tulo-tulo lang siya. Paano nindo na achieve sa mga trabaho na beside na saro nakalimpangani. Siyempre ilingunta ang nailingta si structure, dakul, si mandato, si mga gibo dakul. Paano po nindo na napapa-improve or nakukuha itong na-achieve si mga gibo nindo na beside kan tulo lang po kamo. And then may plano pa wa kamo na madagdagan pa ba ang sa inyong empleyado? Tanganing at least maging effective ang opisina yun sa pagtugon kan mga other offices. Yun lang po yan, Madam.
Actually po, honestly speaking, yun talaga ang challenge sa MUYA. The limited manpower na ikaw po kami sa opisina. Pero, on the positive side, maski kulang kami, we try our best na magibupuan sa mong mandato. Aside sa time management siguro, si pag ka mga functions kang kada saro. Ang maugma lang po sa opisina, ini mga pag-iriba ko, mga driven man na maray. Mga driven na maray. Kaya, di kami as a team, we're working talaga as a team. Mayo ning casual, mayo ning hepe, mayo ning pararehas po kami. Pag-abot sa, kumbaga, sa mong drive na pagtrabaho, dahil nagpapara-i-receive na kami-kami lang. Talagang we make use kung anong yaon sa maski nga ni pag-abot sa funding, pag-abot sa human resource, pero still, piglalabi mi, di man ko nagkukulang na ilabi, ihagad sa mong pangangaipo. Ang kayan, ang challenge pa din po kayan, dahil kita Naga City, talagang pinaghihiling kita kang ibang mga cities, ibang mga municipalities. Pag may na-benchmark sa MUYA, mga department heads na nga ni, mga chiefs of offices ang nagdadyaran. Siyempre, ipapahiling mo man talagang nagtatrabaho kita, naga daw kita, naga. Saka talagang, puon sa puon since 2018, nahiling ko man, siguro ikong mga unattained objectives given the limited manpower, given the limited human resources. Pero po, nasa sa klase ka mga pag-iriba, sa klase ka mga tao. And I am so much thankful na sinda ang kairiba ko po.
Madam, itong sinasabi mo po bagang malinawon baga si presentation ta medyo darakulaon si figure. Nadangog binuman, nadangog milang, dayo nga nailing, dakula so pigtaas kang PS si sweldo sa kagabsan pong ito, salary lang po ba ang naglangkaw or percentage po piglangkaw kang pas na budget nindo sa ngunyan?
Kung comparing po 2022 and 2023 budget, that's basically 4%. 4% representing increase sa salary standardization law implementation lang po. May man pong iba. Kung po mga funded positions for 2022, iyon po yung si Tigrikas kung i-fund for 2023. Funded po, kailang ako pa man bagagiraray. Salo-salo.
Ang budget kang syudad bitin-bitin.
Naintindihan mo po.
Kaya kung anong itaw sa toya, duman lang kita
Yes po.
Tayo
Yes
proposal pa man lang yan.
4% lang po.
Thank you, Madam.
Thank you very much po.
Ma'am Beth from Transport Sector, Ms. Maricar Rule.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon po, ma'am. As IAS, may na-encounter na po kamong opisina na nagka-problema sa pinagkagastusan ninda?
Actually, yes po. Ikaw po, ma'am. Dahil ma'am po nahali. As a matter of fact, nagkapera ng opisina. And sa maya ma po talagang pig-audit, tig-agihan mi kung ano mga recommendations na kaipuan. Nag-investigate kami and nag-recommend kami. Nagpapasalamat kami sa satuyang alkalde na very supportive sa satuyang mga activities, plans and activities. Iyan po kaya, iyon ang kasabvalue kang iwang internal audit, may naghihiling. Takong baka manidaaram na igasindang pagkukulang. Pero kung may nagmamansay, iyo po iyan, dakulang bagay. Actually, ang sama talaga is to add value to the city government. Bako kaming adversarial, we're not here para ilungan si mga kakulangan and diferensya ninda.
Yaong kami para magtabang, mag-recommend kung ano man ang maray para mapanuan ang mga pagkukulang.
Then in addition po, ma'am, ano po ang mga ginibo nindo sa mga na-encounter nindong ito na opisina? Ano si mga gibo nindo para dahil na po siya mautro? Or ano si naging solusyon nindo? Or kung apo dyan itong garo sanction na kung tig-sanction ba sinda kasi na-find out nindo na dahil nga siya na gastos ning tama or may mga something na
Actually po, sa experience me, bako man about personal talaga. Kumbaga si processes, igual lang sa processes. Ang mi po kay to, para ma-ensure na di na magkaurulit si mga arkitong pangyayari, is we conduct follow-up and monitoring. Kang si mga recommendations mi, part po yung kan trabaho kang is to conduct monitoring. Thank you din po.
Okay. From youth sector po, si TJ Cruz, may kahaputan po siya, Ma'am Beth.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon po, ma'am. Ma'am, yung kagaya po ng tinanong ko sa isang opisina na nag-present kanina umaga, is parang, may assurance po ba kayo na makakasurvive yung office for the year 2023 with the same budget na pinropose nyo po, same sa 2022? Kasi po, alam naman po natin na ngayong taon po parang grabe na yung inflation rate. So, ang mga barakalonta po is nagmarahal din talaga. Kung same po yung budget nyo ngayong na pinropose para sa year 2023 sa 2022, so baka po may difference siya or baka magkulang kayo sa mga gamit or sa supplies.
The iman siguro, sir, given the limited resources nga ni, kami po kaya talagang seriously, pigpaplano mi, before kami mag-ibong annual procurement plan, we sit down together kung ano ang mga pangangaipok ang opisina. Before pa ako nag-arrive duman sa sakong proposed budget, talagang pinagtrabahuhan mi po. Iga kung detailed mga estimates by item, kung ano si mga required kang kada saro, requirement kang kada saro, tools and equipment na kaipuhan, we sit down together. Kaya sa pagmati ko, MOE component kang budget mi, sufficient enough para maka-operate kami efficiently and effectively.
Tapos, yan po to. Tapos, maray man po, nag-budget na po kamo para sa trainings ng mga employees. So, ayun, good thing din po. Pero, ang bad lang po doon is parang napakababa. Kababaon po talaga ang 30,000 para sa trainings ng mga employees. Tapos, idagdag ko na rin po na kung pwede, sana, from your office po, mag-conduct din po kayo ng mga trainings, lalo na sa mga auditing sections ng mga sectors, mga auditors, ganyan, para at least din po, nakaka-share din po kasi sila. Kasi nag-auditing din po ang mga sectors ng mga funds nila, ganyan, ang mga inventories.
From other sectors, sir?
Yes po.
Okay ma'am po. Welcome
Mga
ma'am
CSO
po sa mo.
sectors
Actually,
po.
sir, before pandemic, way back 2018 and 2019, we conduct different trainings po. Yan dyan si customer service, yan dito mga sa frontline personnel, how we deal with our clients, si mga procurement. Dakol din po kami mga trainings sa tig-conduct. Kaya lang, come 2020, nagka-pandemic kita na punduduman and nagkaigo kita mga limitations sa budget. That's why, pero very welcome man po. Ugmahon nga kami na mag-conduct ng trainings.
So, thank you po.
Pero dagdag ko pa din, sir, ang trainings po kaya, sabi mo, very minimal. Yan po kaya sa Human Resource Management Office. Kunya lang na taon, naglaag lang ko kayan. Garo, pasiguro lang na magwamang kami na pwedeng, kumbaga, naka-allocate na pasiguro na di talaga kami masisiro pag abot sa training. Saro pa sa magay na practice kang opisina. Pag may nag-training po sa mo, nag-aano talaga kami, nag-coaching, nag-seminar, apat-apat kami, pero talaga mahiling mo dyan sa opisina. Nag-aaratan kami ng mga trainings, all together kami. Minsan sa lang ma-register, gabos na kami nag-aaratin. Also, na may mga pre-trainings man po baga online, we make avail of that po mga RK na free trainings.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you po.
Thank you, sir.
May mga gusto pa pong kahaputan or clarification, suggestion? Sir Lito? Ma'am Beth, ano na lang po. Gusto ko lang pong malinawan. Ano po ang barangay? Nag-aagiman po ang internal audit sa Indo?
Ang barangay po, dai siya, generally speaking, dai sakop kang iyas ang barangay. Pero may aspeto sa barangay government na pwede ming agihan. As a matter of fact na naman, gusto mi nga di talaga agihan. Kung hilingon tayo ining mga revenue collection, naka-ano lang yan, di ko anong guys, specific term kayan, si city treasurer ang may accountability kayan. Kung iilungon nindo ang mga sedula na pig-issue, garo nakalaag na pangaran sa city treasurer. Saro din yan sa samuyang when it comes to revenue generation audit, pwedeng agihan mi. Pero but when it comes to barangay operation, barangay governance, that's out of our mandate po.
Okay po, thank you po, Ma'am Beth. Kung ngayon naman, dako lang pasasalamat po sa pagtaong mo po kang presentation and sana po i-grant sa imo sa imong budget na hinahagad. Salamat po.
Tabangan nido kayo mamagpangaji. Thank you very much ma'am po. Again, sa ngarang po kang Naga City Internal Audit Service Office, personnel and staff, just mabalas po sa inyo.
For our second presenter, from the Office of the City Engineering, sa papamayo po ni Sir Alexander Canning. Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you po. Good afternoon po sa Gabus. And we are privileged to present to you, to take this opportunity to present the City Engineers budget for CY 2023. Okay, legal basis why City Engineers Office is in existence. Aside for the mandatory requirement under local government code na all local government units should have their own municipal engineers or city engineers. Under Republic Act number 4436, this is an act reorganizing the Bureau of Public Works and creating district offices, municipal office, and engineering office in all local government units. Before, the activities on building, the implementation of building code lies on DPWH or Bureau of Public Works before. Now, it rests with the local government units. Okay. Next, please. Our mandate, we are in charge of the design, inspection and construction, and maintenance of all city government public infra. And it is our vision that by 2030, our office should be effective and efficient city government, improving the lives of Nagüeños through quality infrastructure. Okay, next please. And it is our mission to provide and manage quality infra facilities responsive to the needs of Nagüeños and aligned with the city's vision of being the recognized model of good governance, responsible citizenship, and people-centered development. Next. And our results or the outcome for our works at City Engineer's Office to have an improved road network, bridges for access and mobility of people, goods, and services, improved city government offices for public service, improved tourism-related facilities and infra, minimized flooding in low-lying areas of Naga City, enhanced building designs for structural safety and stability. Okay, next. So, in the succeeding presentation, our plans and programs or activities or projects for calendar year 2023 are all geared towards the attainment of our mission, vision, etc. So for our proposed annual investment program fund for next year, we have under PS, the personnel service, 41.96 million and MOE of 19.16. Our capital outlay is 1.5 billion to include infra projects and other capital outlay needs of our office for a total of 1.642 billion. However, only 238.73 is charged to our general fund. So, the 1.404 billion is sourced from other national government agencies. Kaya maiiling ta po, medyo na-shock kita because we are presenting to you in billions. However, we are only proposing for 238 and the rest are sourced from other national government agencies. The breakdown will be presented to you in our succeeding slides. Okay. For the gas, our activity under general administrative services are basically for office-related operation only. We are proposing for a 41.96 million. Currently, our office is operating with 51 regular permanent and a casual of 37. These are all charged under PS. Okay. However, for next year, we also included a creation of new position under our office. To give you a brief backgrounder, an engineer at our office handles 10 projects all at the same time. So, talagang may ano siya, may imbalance of an employee handling 10 projects. Kaya we are proposing some creation of new positions for engineers. But understanding the financial difficulty of the city, we are not really expecting for its approval. However, with the total of 22 requested for created new positions, sana at least pa mag-grant kami ng, kung daiman si 22, at least 3 or 5 will do. I-ano na lang po, multi-year approval na lang. So, iyan po ang PS na kakakanon kan sa muyang opisina para duman sa mga salaries kang permanent. Okay. Next. And to support, our support to operations, STO, these are charged under MOE of 19 million. And mga ano po yan, these are maintenance of roads, drainages, barangay halls, o various barangay projects, road concreting, etc. Iniyan na po yan. Ang breakdown ta. May mga we have already identified areas or locations for our proposed programs for next year. Next. Ayan po. Iyo pa manggirara yan. We have also budget for maintenance for public infra, like school buildings, for a total of 3 million. City College of Naga is one beneficiary under this program. The City Agriculture Office, City Treasurer, ITO, Information Technology Office, CSWD, CEO, etc. And other projects na under also for MOE of 3 million, conduct of special events of the city. Okay, next. Okay, under capital outlay, iniyon na po si proposal me for pirang billion na ito. 1.5 billion. Out of 1.5 billion, 283 charged sa general fund. Iniyo po si mga projects ta. Under roads and drainages, iniyo po ang mga projects like road concreting and drainage at San Isidro High School. Kadakol po itang project. And how did we arrive at this project? At times, these are requests coming from barangay officials or barangay captains. And at times, these are also requests coming from private citizens requiring or suggesting to us that they be given also a drainage system in their areas. Kaya po yan ang drainage. Kung sasaroon ta po kadakol, sana you have the advance copy para mahiling nindo which areas are within our program next year. Okay. Next. Ayan pa. Flood control program, drainages, etc. Iniyo po, ang mga listatang areas na ini are talagang we did our assignment in identifying areas that needs to have a drainage system. Gihiling ta po itong mga critical areas para talagang we can achieve the goal of having Naga City as flood-prone area, as free from flood-prone areas. Okay, next. Iba po yan, list of drainage again. Kaya kadakol po siyang projects. High school to Uswag Balatas. Yan, may sarap po yan. Okay. And iniyo pong column na may numbers. Iyon na po yan si budget. 2.4 million, 1.7 million, 0.23 is 230,000, mga aya pa. Okay. Next. Again, list of drainage pa yan. Sarong aspect pa lang yan kang infra na pre-present sa indong yan. Okay. Next, please. Okay. Under building and facility, iniyan na po. Proposed rehab of flooring and minor repairs at City Health Office, 750,000. Proposed replacement of JMR indoor facility. Ito pong ang JMR Coliseum po kaya nag-deteriorate na itong flooring niya, wooden flooring for basketball. Okay. Iyon na po niyo sa mga projects na naman under buildings. You will take notice that even Educare, may mga program na po yan sa MUYA. Next, please. Ayan na. Next. Okay. Iniyo na po itong projects identified that are to be sourced from national government agencies. Balatas, Magsaysay Balatas Bypass Road, 55 million. It is being worked out sa ano po yan. Ito po baga kayang Balatas road. Iyo po. Mga tinampo na po siya na our objective also is to reduce traffic congestion in some of the built-up areas in Naga City. Kaya kung if you notice, the Balatas, newly constructed Balatas Road, ano na siya, talagang we felt the difference between before and now, talagang naisen man talaga itong traffic along Magsaysay. Kaya lang heavy talaga ang traffic ngunyan dyan sa Balatas Road. Kaya iyon na po niyo. Next year also, baka ma-realize na po itong Calawag San Felipe Bypass Road. Itong, if you're from Calawag, then ma-pass through ka lang sa bypass, luwas ka po, San Felipe. Okay. Okay. Again, these are all requested from other government agencies. Through the effort of Mayor Nelson Ligacion. Kaya at times when he's in Manila, he is looking for funding support for our city projects. Okay, farm to market roads. What are these national government agencies that we coordinate with? Department of Agriculture for farm to market roads, DPWH for bridges and road widenings. Also under Department of Agriculture is the upgrade of our city abattoir at San Isidro. And PAGCOR also do give us funding for our evacuation centers. Ano naman? Ano sa CBET Day? Okay, next. Yan na. Yan na po, time na diba? Sige. Okay, next slide, please. Yan na. Again, mga ano na. Our proposal for roads, may mga ano po yan. May new opening of road, and also we have improvement of roads. Okay, next. Okay na? Ayun na. Okay.
Thank you po, Engineer Canning. From the audience po, Digdi, baka may mga kahaputan ka mo. Sir, sige po, BPC President at the same time representing the transport sector, Maricar Rule.
Good afternoon po, sir.
Good
Sa
afternoon.
3 million budget for infra repair, taano today po kasali ang Naga City Sports Complex and GMR Coliseum na kung saan dahil ang mga lalawgon kang mga na kung ano ang hapot po is sa 3 million budget for infrastructure repair, taano today po kasali si Naga Sports Complex and si GMR Coliseum.
Okay. JMR Coliseum is included. We have a proposal of 15 million for the repair of the roof. Oo, roofing. Kasi bako lang po talagang turo ang nangyayari duman, kundi bulos. Okay. Our proposal for repair is through the application of foam. Ano na po siya? Dahil kita mapalit kang yero, mayo kitang gigibuhon na pagtanggal or hinahanap ta silabot, kundi foaming po siya na i-sprayan siya all throughout the roofing for two purpose. One, mahahalik ta itong turo. Number two, malilesen itong na heat na naglalaog sa Coliseum. Garuman lang siya po heat insulator. Kaya po yan. It is expected also that if budget is available, we can implement that project this year. But if not, then for sure next year that will be implemented. Naga City Pacol Sports Complex, mayo po talaga. Siguro we failed to include that in our program, but since this is still on the stage of proposal or for approval, perhaps we can still make some adjustment to include the Pacol Sports Complex on its repair. Thank you for the comment on the Naga City Naga City Sports Complex. Okay.
Okay, sir. I-acknowledge ko man po ang presensya from labor sector, Mr. Noli Sarul. Questions, suggestions, clarification? Pwede na po. From the Zoom po.
From Zoom po, nag-raisan po si Mr. Dominic Nobleza. Go ahead po.
Hello? Can you hear me po?
Yes, sir.
Po. Just maraming hapon po, Sir Engineer Canning. Salamat po sa bagay na presentation. Huwag mo po kami na sinakagi pong taon nagigawa po ng 3 million allocation po sa satuyang capital outlay for the bike lanes. And huwag mo po kami na igawa po ng na-install na protected bike lanes. Inot po yan sa buong region, hindi po sa Laog kang Plaza Rizal. Yes, as in, manungod po dyan, engineer, ask ko lang po, kasi po, si breakdown po kasi naging accomplishment po kasi 3 million na allocated fund this year sa bike lanes. Kasi kung ngayon lang po ba ito ang naging satuyan ng accomplishment in terms of bike lane capital outlay. Tapos pangalawa po, narisa ko po na may po yata ng allocation for this year. And ano na po yung magiging updates for the phase 2, 3, and 4 kang Naga City Bike Lane Network, and si improvement and upgrading po katong phase 1 kang bicycle lane network. And lastly po, ito pong we have this po yung mga projects po baga ning easing traffic. Ask ko lang po kung ano po ang sa tuwing metrics on how do we really lessen traffic. So paano ta po masabi na based on the construction of roads, ano po kasi metrics ta kung ano yan, by the number po ba of kilometers roads constructed or the designs, the roads that are itong iniimbitaran kanina yung mga newly roads. Kasi si mga disenyo po, mainly for now is car-centric pa man giraray. So, na-raise ko na po niyo kanto sa PSO. Ano po daw ang sa yung mga people mobility metrics in terms of road construction?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Projects related to bike board programs are incorporated with the City NROS budget. We have their 3 million. We have already presented it to the NCPC. Last time we presented the budget for NRO, and Mr. Buboy Hernandez articulated the proposal for next year. And yes, we do believe that construction of new roads will ease up traffic congestion in some of the built-up areas of Naga. Alongside with it, if it's a new road development, the city mayor has a standing order to us that a bike lane should be incorporated to this new road development. Kaya ang mga design po kan sa tuyang roads are with bike lanes and green line area for tree planting also along roads. Kaya the solution really for traffic congestion are opening of new roads and, if possible, widening of city roads and national roads. Yes. And
Yes po. Thank you very much po, Sir Canning. First, follow-up ko lang po naman sa ito pong 3 million na allocated for this year. Kumusta po sa naging budget utilization kato? As far as we understand po, ang naging capital outlay pa lang from the 3 million allocated for this year is ito pong sa Plaza Rizal. So what about po itong budget utilization po for the 3 million allocated for this year?
If there are other projects for bike board, then we source it from other funding. We request from our budget officer that a project for bike program be given a budget allocation this year. So we do really understand that a budget of 3 million for bike board is not enough to cover all the programs and activities of the bike board programs.
Okay na, sir. I-acknowledge ko man po ang nasa Zoom, Mr. Danilo Lodubisi, Program Director of Urban Poor. Mr. Benedict Diaz, BPC President of Mabolo, and from the Office of Urban Poor, si Ms. Jolora. And kung may mga kahaputan pa po kita, pwede ta na pong erase. And yan po pala lang, Queen President, may kahaputan po si Sir Ray sa imo.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Ang kahaputan ko po yung in connection with the problem sa Baucan na previous na question. In general po, sa imong opisina, anong movement po o makalaad ba naman sa budget o dahil man sa budget, ini yung mga parking areas ka mga building. Function po kang engineering, no?
Yes, sir.
Kadaklan na building taligdiyo ta ongoing ang mga sa building, darakulang mga buildings ta, kulang ang parking space. Yung po na, kaya nag-aaral kita dyan sa road, especially ang mga road ng Saraliton, ongoing man nga nagpapadakula kita, kundi talagang dapat igwang parking space ang kada sarong establishment or building, darakulang building. Baka man po sa siguro mga 5 countries naman inabot ko, ang mga building po, duman talagang igwang mga parking space. Darakulaon. Gidigdiyo garong nagmiminosin na kang parking space. Balik ko po giraray sa Indo, bakong nag-aagad sa Indo ning permit ang mga building niyan bago pumupunan. Ano po nakakarolusot ini yung mayong parking space ng mga building na ini? As of now, hanggang sa ngunya na presente, may mayo pang mga parking space. Kaya yaon dyan ang mga conjunction, mga sa problema sa road. Na kinakabitan, pagkaklaman nga ni dyan, maski daay man tamayo man signage, basta sa nang pagkaklaman ng auto, maski mayo man nga ni, kumis nga ni, makikipagtusayang ka man, kaigwa pang problema. Kaya ang ko lang po, ang pinakaano ko dyan, sa mo po, sa office mo, kung malalaganan ta ning mga parking space bago aprubahan ang building. Dakulang parking space po.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the observation. In our implementation of PD 1096, ano po yan? Itong National Building Code of the Philippines. When a proponent applies for a building permit, we see to it that his construction is equipped with parking spaces. Not only of parking spaces, but it should undergo requirement on setback. Kaya at most time, ang setback po, iyan ang ginigibonin ng parking areas. Kaya it's also under the ordinance on zoning that if you are a traffic generator, you are required to have a parking spaces. Pero dapat may baka ang sarong dakulang building will only provide for a 3-car. Sala po girara yan. Kaya appropriate to the size of the building, iyon man po yan ang dapat na required. Nare-require ta po yan. Ang problema lang, after issuance of occupancy, saka lang ninda, pigko-cover na naman si parking spaces. These are converted into small stalls, etc. Kaya nawawala si parking. However, we assure you, sir, that we are in constant monitoring of this establishment to really comply with parking requirements. In fact, we have one ongoing construction of a big department store of SNR. The footprint for the building is 1 hectare. However, they allocated a 1 hectare also for parking area. Kaya you can imagine how big the parking area of SNR located at diversion. Kaya iyo po yan talaga. Minsan, may makulit ang applicant for building permit na when we do require them of parking lots, medyo nagkokontra. Kaya lang, mayo man sinda maginibo but to comply with the requirements. Basta it is our assurance, sir, that we will look into your concern.
Ibalik na po doon masasabi mong sa palang kang permit, igwang parking space,
Yes,
dakula.
sir. Yes, sir.
Then they converted to another sari-sari store or
At times, sir,
stores.
iyan ang ginigibo
Ano
nila.
ang dapat na ilaog ta dyan na penalty? Tanganing turutol ini mga
Ay,
taong
opo, sir.
negosyanteng ini.
With may ano man yan, may process. We give them 3 notices. Pagka Mayo on the 3rd time, nag-court na po ang pinapadarami na yan sa court. It's now the court that settles the violations.
I hope maano mo mapadagos po
Yes, sir.
girarayan ta medyo talaga conjunction kitang grabing marang problema sa traffic. Okay. Ito pong ano kani naman kaibanan sa budget, mahapot lang po. Kan proyekto as of now. Tanag ang bagyo nagdadalagan na naman.
Opo.
Ini pong sa Libuton at tubagan kan Irma kay Hernandez ito pa bagong bukas ano man gaba nga padir. Pig ispalto lang ani dahil ng pig siminto inda kung ano dahil aram yan kung ano pa man to. Nag-iirarom nga ni kundi ang gustong sabihin ko ang drainage po duman napundo lang sa pinakakanto duman kay Dr. Santiago haling nga Acacia di ay malusot ang tubig haling Acacia diretso sa Libuton duman sa Mulabi di pundo duman di mabaha duman sa laog pero kung natultula kung ang pigaano ko po ang proyekto kung papadagos itong cemented area ng ito, road, sagod itong drainage na ito, pasiring sa Naga River. Nagkakaigwa pong ano naman sa Libuton, sa Mulabi, sagod sa Acacia Street. So far, yun lang po muna, mas hindi kayo balance sa budget.
Yes, sir. Okay lang, sir. Kasi the project that you are mentioning is with DPWH. It's a project of 3rd Engineering District of DPWH. In fact, dahil nga ninda yan inaayos ka ito, when we do the coordination with DPWH that the city mayor now needs that the project be completed, saka lang yan natapos. But it was, tama po itong observation mo, it was not cemented but laid down with asphalt lang na dahil siya dahil naka-base na maray, kaya naglulubog po. Pero baka naka-program yan sa inda next year, baka sementohon manggeraray and ayuson ninda. Ito po sinasabi tang drainage. These are also under DPWH. Katunayan, when we do tapping for our drainage system also constructed by the city, at times di may nagagamit ang drainage constructed by DPWH. Ano po yan? It's in a wrong elevation. Hararan po ang kanal mi, pero hababaw ang kanal ninda. Di may po mahulog ang tubig duman. Kaya naghahanap kaming paagi na kami kaya sa City Engineer's Office, we do not just construct drainage system or drainage canal without outfall. Ang hinahanap nito talaga, sa paduman ang tubig. Iyan po ang objective mi. Kung dahi man lang magigibo yan, sa inta ihuhulog ang tubig, dahi nakita magibong kanal. That's useless. Tama po ito, natratrap si tubig, matipon lang sa sarong lugar. Iyan po kaya project ang DP, but dahi po kami nagkukulang in advising or requesting DPWH for that. Kaya lang at times talagang medyo ang reason ninda na bid na kaya tapos na. Kaya nga ni it is our suggestion with City Councilor Vidal Castillo, who is the committee chairman on infrastructure, that to make representation with DPWH that if there are projects for Naga, they should not implement it without consulting the city engineer's office or the city mayor for that matter. Kaya para may collaboration and harmonization of our projects together with DPWH.
Thank you very much po. Pero ang ano po pala na coordinated naman po kamo ka national.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so mayo pa move.
Yes, sir.
Kung sa media kita mag-aga din tabang. Sa media na lang po diretsuhan ang tataramong kami media, mayo rin pasikot-sikot mayong ano.
Pwede siguro we explore all possible avenue para ma-realize talang ang success of our projects
Pero
within
di lang po
city.
daw maligis ang sa inyong opisina o ang opisina kang nasyonal.
Kasi, okay, sa wrong observation lang. Kung nahiling po nindo sa Peña Francia Avenue, the DPWH is constructing a improvement of sidewalks and drainage. Mahiling nindo duman ang piglalatag ninda pipe na closed pipe. Paano to gagamiton kan city if we intend also to use the drainage system for draining also our waters. Mayo po yan. Maski sa area in San Felipe, iyon na po yan ang design ninda yan. Mga garo plastic tube of siguro mga 0.60 meters ang diameter.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
From the Federation President of Urban Port.
Doon ko na question ni Presi sa kasakuya na. Primero question ni Presi itong naobserbahan po engineer, kadaklan naman drainage.
Yes, sir.
Ang apot niya po, mayo po bang mga waiting shade duman sa
Ay, uga po.
Agwaman? Uga pa lang.
Oo,
Primero,
uga. In fact, we have ongoing project ngunyan under project implementation of several waiting shed. Iba, siguro may natapos na kaming mga 6 waiting shed, then there are 3 more being constructed ngunyan.
Igaw pa lang Presi.
Ano na po, pati ito, it's not just a waiting shed, but parang padjak terminal.
Iyo po nga
Oo.
ni.
Iyan
Iyo po
na
nga
po.
ni po yan sir,
Oo.
engineer kani. Garo po kay mayo akong nadangog sa budget mo na may mga waiting shade. May eskwela na po baga haro po duman sa muya sa Bagong Bayan Sur sa Urban. Ding ang mga aki po makahirakon man pag nag-uuran po dahil ninda maaraman kung sa insinda madalaga nagahalat po sinda ning sasakyan.
Ayun po yan. Ang limitation lang po kang City Engineer's Office if it is located along a national highway. Talagang medyo nababantayan kami kan DPWH. These are considered as obstruction. Obstruction.
Panduang question ko po, engineer. Primero po, naobserbaran ta po, aware ka po dyan sa Balatas. Ito po kapasiko. Baka DPWH po garo yan. Ito ba bagang binaba permi?
Ay, yes, sir.
Halos ang tubig yaw, digdi.
Yes, sir.
Dahil ko lang sila aram kung sa DPWH o digdi. Kung sa DPWH po siya, ano pong intervention kang CEO para po at least ma-minimize man lang po talagang ang tubig dyan, halos ang auto dyan, nag-siriko
Ayun.
na.
Sa kurbada, sir.
Sa kurbadang
Ayun, ayun.
pababa pati talaga to. Talagang grabe. Kaya marauton po sa parte kan mga motorista, nakokos pa po ng accident. Dahil talang po aram kung sa sakop yan kang CEO or sa DPWH. Kaya lang kung sa DPWH nga po, ano po ang satuyan magigibong intervention? At least ma-minimize na dahil
Yes,
lang
sir.
po maging risk duman sa mga motorista. Yun lang
Okay.
po.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that observation. It belongs to the jurisdiction of City Engineer's Office. We have already identified that problem. In fact, we have a program of works ready for that. At any time we can implement if there are funding support. Around 4 million is necessary so we can construct a drainage system down to Yabu River. Yabu River is adjacent to miss? Time na. Yabu River is adjacent to itong basurahan. Oo, Old Balatas Dam site. Yan po duman po dadarahon sa But to alleviate residents or motorists every time na may baha duman, po kami duman. Diklag. Pigsusup-sup mi po ito. Oo. Talagang mayo man talaga siyang baha. Na ano. Thank you, sir.
Engineer, 2 more question po from the youth sector, TJ Cruz.
Sir, good afternoon po.
Yes, sir.
Tanong ko lang po, parang sa ano po, sa presentation mo po kasi parang wala po, di ko lang po, parang mayo kaming napansin na anything related about sa relocation sites.
Yes, that's correct, sir. Because it is the concern of HSDO?
Housing development po, yes.
Housing development. Under Engineer Campilius.
Sige po. Thank you po, sir.
Sige po, Ms. Carr.
Good afternoon, sir. Update ko lang po, sir, na since na-open mo po si mga Padjak terminals, pira na po bang terminal ang supposed to be na trabaho kang office nindo?
Okay. Implemented, completed around 6, and ongoing project now is 3. We have 3 in areas of Concepcion Grande, Pequeña, Ugaman Kaidto, and these are all implemented this year. Okay. If may suggestion ka po, baka still we can make the necessary adjustment to accommodate your request. Baka pwede pang mailaog mi sa proposal.
Actually, sir, naging problem po kasi si area na paglalaagan ka mga terminal.
Iyan po ang ano lang.
Si mga landowner po kasi,
Ay, di po pwede. One of the requirement is you should look for a government-owned property. Pag private po yan, di kami makakalaog unless they donate the subject lot. Iyo po yan
Duman po
ang
kasi sa
problema
area
ta.
mid, sa Mabifoda, di po sir sa Seventh-day Adventist, di po kasi nagtutugot si Seventh-day Adventist na maglaag ng terminal.
Iyo po.
Ay po. Kaya ang nagiging problema mi po, haloy na kami nag-propose na magkaigwa kaming terminal dahil di po kami na-allocate.
Dapat po government-owned. Tanganing mayo kitang problema sa COA.
Then one more question, sir. Relay duman sa sabi mong nag-ibo sa Concepcion Pequeña. May mga nagsarabi po kasi duman na sige nibo po ang terminal kang Confec is overpriced.
Ay,
Totoo po ba yun? Kuro na spend.
May we heard that issue before.
Yes, sir.
These are overpriced.
Okay.
But inot, siguro baka inihiling nila the waiting shed cost around 1 million. But tulo na po siyang only lumped into one project lang siya, tulong waiting shed. So around nasa lang siya, 300,000. And may adjustment na rin yan sa mga prices, market prices ngunyan. Ang bakal, halangkaw na, simento, etc. It's a reasonable, still a reasonable project cost.
Okay, sir. Alat nung sir. Ito update naman sir sa Terminal May. Di pa po kung government property po siya, ay along the highway naman po bagad itong kanto. So baka government property na din po ito.
Pwede po, but if it will obstruct traffic flow, di po yan mapipwede gararay. Dapat talaga mayong obstruction sa per DILG requirement. In fact, pinapaharali na nga ni Isamuya ang mga obstruction. If you notice one concrete waiting shed in front of Villa Grande, in Concepcion Grande.
Actually, di man po siya
ginagaba ka na yan.
Di man po siya
po, pero hilingon ta.
Pakipasyara na lang po,
let's assess
sir,
the
para
area.
si plan, para baka maanoan
Yes,
naman.
ma'am.
May isunod na pong engineer.
Yes,
Salamat
ma'am.
po, sir.
Sir, last na follow-up na po siguro ito. Sige po, Mr. Dominic Nobleza, go ahead po.
Hi, sir. Sir, na-mention kayo about sa parking ka mga business establishment. Siguro sir, ano yan, apart from the motor vehicle parking and masuggest ko lang sir para at least mas maging efficient sir si space kang ano yan, na i-allocate. So pwede daw sir i-suggest na requirement sir na may bike parkings para at least ang maimbitaran tang movement kang mga tao would be active transport, mga bikes, bike parking imbis na ang dinidesign kina sa tuyang mga new constructioning business buildings or yung mga business establishments na nagpo-providing parking would prioritize pedestrians and active transport like bikes and e-bikes. And in turn, mas ma-encourage ka ng mga tao na they po makakuha ng espasyo, di ba? So win-win situation din yan sa syudad at sa mga establishments na mas dikit na space ang gagamiton for parking, but yet more number of people are still encouraged to go to their business establishments. Yan po sir, siguro requirement na lang din apart from the usual parking space for their business establishments. Yan lang po yan.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Good suggestion. We will consider your suggestion and incorporate that in our requirement when the building owners apply for necessary building permits. Okay. Ay, sir. Ay, yun po talaga dapat. Oo. Yes. Oo. In subdivisions, mahiling mo talaga, cars are parked on the streets, not in their garage, provided garage for their residential houses. Tama po yan. Sana. Day talang aram kung paano napig-i-implement ang ang pigsasabi mo lang po as suggested by the President of Queen na we will really require building owners to have their buildings equipped with car parks or parking areas. Iyo po yan. Pero sa private owners na if you buy car, you cannot buy car without without garage. Sana may maging na din kayan ordinance or law for that.
Okay po, Sir Alex. Magayon po ang sa imong presentation and simbagan mo man po ang sa inda mga kahaputan. Salamat pong maray and we'll proceed to the
Thank you po.
third speaker, si Sir Joseph Tosuk from the GCM Robredo Good Governance. Welcome po. Good afternoon man po, Gerare, kay Sir Bob Orsua, na konsensya po ang head.
Hello, good afternoon po. Ako po si Joseph, writer and researcher para sa GCM Robredo Good Governance Center. Si boss ko po, si Executive Director kang JMR Good Governance Center, si Sir Ray Rentoy, sends his regrets na dahil siya maka-attend ganyan. Pero inauthorize niya man ako para i-presentar ang samuyang budget and proposed budget and plan para sa 2023. Good afternoon po sa Tuya Gabus, sa Gabus na presente digdingon yan sa Bicol Science Centrum and sa mga online viewers na po dyan. So yan. Ang GCM Robredo Good Governance Center, ang vision niya po ay kami as the beacon of good governance, sharing and exploring mechanisms on how government can truly be an instrument in achieving a better quality of life for all. Para maging konkreto po ini, ang mission man po kang JMR GGC is to function as data bank of innovations and best practices in local governance. mechanism for knowledge sharing on good governance innovation and best practices to facilitate replication, mechanism for discussion, consultation on burning public interest issues to facilitate the formation of informed public, mechanism for periodic review of the good governance practices of the city government of Naga and formulation of measures on how to further improve them. So ang functions mi man po, nakaakibat kaining mga ini, shall serve as a mechanism for knowledge sharing geared towards the strengthening of capacities for good local governance. It shall also secure the gains in good governance already achieved by the city of Naga. So sa gabus pong ini, malinaw po na ang sector kang JMR GGC ay Development Administration. Ang gusto mi pong organizational outcome, specifically digdi sa maabot na taon, ang magiging kumbaga renewed focus kang opisina ay collaborative review of the city's best practices in coordination with relevant sectors, transparent to all citizens. So ang naging mandate or legal basis po kang opisina mi, iyo po tong Ordinance number 2015-005. So yan. Next slide. Currently po, ang head mi, si Mr. Rayan Cedric Girentoy, ang mga naging recent and current or rather ongoing activities kang samuyang opisina ngunyan, besides digdi sa NCPC review and assessment, bilang secretariat kaning Good Governance Task Force, iyo man po ang pag-serve as secretariat of the City College of Naga Board or Board of Directors. So next slide please. Dakol po kaming tig-mention na sustainable development goals na pwede ming i-adopt dahil sa nature mismo kang opisina mi. Kumbaga ang mandato mi po, maadalan, kumbaga i-analyze, tapos i-improve si mga best practices kang Naga. So it can range from quality education, sustainable cities and communities, pero siguro kung mapili kita ning sarong sustainable development goal na pinaka-accurate, pinaka-akma sa opisina mi, ito po ang peace, justice, and strong institutions. Iyo po yan, ang central goal kang JMR GGC, pakusugon si syudad man lang. Sa GAD, similar man po duman sa internal audit services, gender equality po ang tipapromote mi. I believe gender neutral man ang best practices kang gobyerno, mayo man ining discrimination on men and women, on the men and women that facilitate these best practices. Sa expected results and means of verification mi po, ang main na, kumbaga major output na general na gusto ming i-target as an office this coming year is magsunod duman sa local development planta na na-mention duman sa administrative sector workshop na pinangunahan kang City Planning and Development Office. Ang vision na kaya ngunyan para sa Naga City, I believe, bako na lang good governance, kundi collaborative governance. Yun na yan ang tiglalaag na long-term vision. So, gusto mi man maggibo ning mga collaborative na paagi para ma-realize si goals, si missions, and visions kang samuyang opisina, i-include si mga citizens sa proseso ning pag-review, ning pag-assess kang best practices ta. Para kumbaga, pakuman lang internal or self-analysis, nakita man lang giraray ang nagigiribo kang assessment kang mga proyekto kang gobyerno, magayon man na makadangog kita ning side kang public, and plano mi po yan i-facilitate with our new programs, policies, and programs, projects, and activities. Mga major final outputs digdi, partnerships and memoranda of agreements with certain sectors, most notably the academic sector, which I will discuss later dun sa LBP number 4, as well as yung program course on governance. Performance and output indicators, since partnerships nga yung magiging output, is kung ilang partnered schools and academic institutions ang masesecure natin in the coming year. Ang target for the budget year 2023 is 1,437,989, which is siguro a 411,000 peso increase from our budget for 2022. Next slide, please. Yung sa okay lang bang yung LBP number 4 mismo? Yeah. Thank you. Ang naging parang driving force or inspiration ng office to or parang yung idea in mind ng opisina habang ginagawa yung budget plan is yun lang mga results talaga ng administrative sector workshop, which includes kung ano yung mga parang dinetermine ng local government representatives kung ano yung mga problema or mga challenges facing local government. And this included yung parang lack of kumbaga follow-up in the evaluation and assessment phases of government projects. Medyo kinukulangan tayo doon in comparison sa project implementation, which is of course very active. Pero kailangan rin ng project evaluation. Hinalo rin namin ito doon sa mga needs pa na na-identify, including yung kakulangan daw ng indicators, ng official indicators, and parang medyo overall confusion of the standards to be used sa pag-evaluate nga. Kaya ang mga PPA namin, essentially sa PPA lang naman yung increase in our budget proposal. If we could scroll down, please. Yan pong una sa operations, yung academic research partner for monitoring and evaluation. The idea behind that is, again, to, kumbaga, enlist the help of our academic sector. We believe na the idea behind this is, with the academic sector's, anong tawag niyan, indicators, based dun sa mga research programs nila, sa existing research efforts ng mga estudyante, no, we not only foster collaborative governance by including students in school youth, no, in monitoring and evaluation, we create a sustainable way for monitoring and evaluation, no, na third party ang gumagawa, hindi lang self-analysis, kumbaga, which we believe not only satisfies our expectations for good governance, kundi collaborative governance as well. So, as you can see, ang outputs, again, is memorandum of agreements between LGU and academic sector. What we have here in mind is pwedeng local universities, pero kahit nga pwedeng local high schools. Kasi what we project is, besides yung partnered schools, ang actual na output is yung mga research paper na nagagawa ng students. Meron ng existing research papers and students that are willing to do research. If the local government partners with these schools, no, through siguro conversations with the local school board, we can realize the involvement of government and school in a more meaningful way, lalo na sa monitoring and evaluation of government projects. So yeah. Second is good governance and best practices. Nandun lang. Sa letter B, yan. Good governance and best practices review of local institutions and leaders. While we were conducting yung NCPC review and assessment, which is one of the bigger projects bigger efforts na currently involved ang opisina namin, merong nag-inquire as to whether we do review and assessment of institutions, kung we do them outside of the local government. And parang nagitong inspiration, parang yung nugget or idea na yon inspired us to create or to conceptualize this as a proposed possible program na rin. Na hindi lang yung local government mismo yung i-review. Kasi when you look at the mandate ng ordinansa, although meron talagang focus sa best practices ng Naga City Government, ang best practices ng Naga hindi lang naman limited sa LGU. So kung gusto natin mag-replicate and mag-knowledge sharing, as is the mandate of our office, we should look at other institutions, lalo na kung willing lang naman sila to open themselves up for review and assessment. Lalo na kung may tiwala sila na they have knowledge worth sharing, they have practices worth replicating. So the idea behind that is gumawa tayo ng sarili nating localized version of a seal of good governance. So ang kailangan dito, kumbaga ang next steps dito, as well as with the other PPAs involved here, is siguro a modification or an update of yung current ordinance na nag-establish ng opisina namin para sana mas empowered and mas capacitated kami to be a mechanism na more proactive. No? So yan. Curriculum development for local good governance is also, in a way, a partnership with local schools and local academic institutions. So, ang tinitingnan nating outputs dyan ay course outlines, learning facilitators, mga magtuturo ng local good governance sa mga partnered schools natin, partnered institutions. We have also allocated a budget for networking and partnership building with government agencies. So, yung local government, hindi lang naman local government, but other public institutions rin that are willing to undergo yung seminars, workshops that we plan to conduct. And finally, yung traditional lang na sa amin kasi nakaatas yung the organization of activities involving commemoration of birth and death of Jesse M. Robredo annually. So basically, ang dagdag lang naman sa budget namin is, as I mentioned, there was a 411,000 proposed budget increase, mainly for these added PPAs. And I think I believe there was also yung, based dun sa LBP Form 2, if you could pull that up. Meron ring, of that 411,000, ang projected namin is 61,000 of that for furnitures and fixtures. Kasi kami rin ang in charge dun sa JMR Amphitheater, dun sa museo ni Robredo. Pero yung mga monoblock chairs dun and tables belong to the museum itself. So 61,000 of our proposed budget is allocated for that. The rest, 350,000, the rest, so yung 61,000 yung furniture and fixtures. And the rest of the proposed budget increase is para dun sa mga bagong PPAs. Kasi, to reiterate, ang interest namin, ang mission namin for the coming year is mas maging proactive yung opisina in performing its duties. And kumbaga, ma-shift yung focus from good governance to collaborative governance. And for that, we need, added budget for new projects and programs. Yun lang naman. Yeah.
Okay po. I would like to acknowledge the presence of the City Mayor, Senior Citizen City Mayor 2023, Mr. Jose Venancio Severo. And kaibanan niyo man po ang President kang Senior Citizen Federation, Mr. Joel Gallianito. And ang floor po open na para po sa indong kahaputan, clarification or suggestion sa budget po kang Jesse M. Robredo Good Governance. Si Mayor, Sir Joel.
The former mayor. Okay. Kasi bago, nag-present si Pio, si Mr. Yondanga, na sa events nila, hinahali na ang commemorative events ni Secretary Jess. Bayo na ang celebration ng birth sa death. Tain at paanang paggastos. Ano masasabi mo ganyan sa proposal din?
I believe kaya po, actually, sidigdi sa current year na ini, si projected Ming program na planned for specifically yung death anniversary sana. Ang idea ko for proposing is may proposal ako for that death anniversary this 2022, and ang idea sana nun is maging productive. Kulang naman ata kung commemoration services na parang walang kumbaga coordinated event that is also productive. I think hindi naman necessary na i-label lang namin na mere commemoration services. Kasi I would argue na pwede rin we could convert our proposed budget for those commemoration services for events na more significant, na siguro mas nire-reflect yung legacy ni Jesse Robredo. Kasi yung planned sana namin na commemoration event for the death anniversary of Jesse M. Robredo for 2022, for example, was an advocacy camp na hindi lang nag-work out kasi meron ring plans yung JMR Foundation dito sa Naga. Pero we will proceed with that in mind, although may announcement na commemoration events should be cut out for the sake of siguro cost cutting na rin. I don't think we'll be wasting any funds kung moving forward, including budget year 2023, yung mga events more than commemoration. May productivity involved, siguro may people empowerment events involved, such as yung proposal na sinulat ko sana for approval sana the past 2 months ago, I think, kasi August, di ba? Oo. I don't think commemoration should be limited to mere celebratory and symbolic events. No, I think we could still push for the inclusion of this budget kung may naka-attach naman na productive and kumbaga in line sa mission and vision ng office namin. I think yung commemoration na nasa idea ng office namin is more than yung celebration. It's not going to be a waste naman.
Okay, Sir Joseph, another question from the youth sector.
Yeah.
Hello po, good afternoon po, sir. Sir, nahalata ko lang po kasi sa presentation niyo po. Most of your events and parang ang target niyo po talagang makipag-partner sa mga education institutions.
Yung new.
Yes
yung
po.
mga new proposals.
Yun po yung main target niyo po. So, ba't po tayo maglilimit dun sa education institution which is may mga maleleft out tayong mga
That's true actually. And in fact, yan rin yung yung natackle na problem nung ni-raise ko to dun sa administrative sector workshop. I believe may current people empowerment mechanisms na rin tayo. The NCPC has continually been there. The presence of the NCPC, in fact, guarantees na meron tayong, to some degree, monitoring and evaluation purposes. Pero the need for new and specific proposals na magta-target rin ng specific sectors is may purpose yun. Hindi lang ako nag-pick random, hindi lang kami nag-propose ng random sector just because, kundi dahil the academic sector in our opinion, based on our findings, the academic sector fulfills yung 3 concerns, yung 3 challenges na na-mention ko kanina, na-raise dun sa administrative sector workshop, which is beyond monitoring and evaluation. They have basis for indicators, performance indicators, that I believe research students and academic institutions have access to. International papers, research papers from other countries, from other parts of the Philippines. May reason kung bakit academe yung plano naming i-target. And sa katotohanan lang, hindi naman limited ang Naga to our efforts as an office. Pero we believe na we have to start somewhere. No? And to tell you the truth, that's what this is. This is just a start pa lang naman. Maliit lang kasi pang office ang JMR Good Governance Center. And if we prioritize inclusion na marami kaming sectors na ipapartner agad, it wouldn't be realistic. What I can say is the JMR Good Governance Center projects its activities to extend well past 2023 and well past the academic sector's influence. Pero we believe na it's a very solid start. Kasi looking at the details pa lang, no? Marami tayong estudyante. Maraming research papers na pinapublish nila every year, no? From my perspective as a student, no? Yung potential is there. No? The youth has never been more empowered in their speech. So why not give them an avenue, an official avenue, to impact local government projects through monitoring and evaluation. It's just the start naman. I believe other offices have the ability to target other sectors as partners for a more inclusive and collaborative governance. Pero yeah, mainly ang reason is we're still quite a small office. Kaya for now, ang idea namin for budget year 2023 is i-expand. No? And we will start by proving we can manage a partnership with ito munang sector na to. I think naman well reasoned out and well thought out naman yung choice to start with the academic sector. Yeah, yun lang.
So yun. Thank you po, sir. So dyan po, yan nga po. Ano ko lang po sa iyo, sir, na hindi po lahat ng nasa academic sector is parang into research and ano. And may mga expert researchers din po tayo na wala sa school. Okay? Like, kami po, may group po kami na nagkakandak po kami ng surveys, monitoring, and evaluations. Even though hindi po kami belong sa academic sectors. So, ayan po. And yun po, sana po, hindi na natin ilimit doon talaga sa ano. Kasi po, may mga out-of-school youths nga rin po tayo.
That's true.
And may mga parang, kung in school lang po, paano po makaka-participate yung ibang sectors? Kahit hindi naman po sabihin na natin kahit hindi po natin pwedeng i-reason pag in terms of good governance yung budget. Kasi po, yun na po, na-instill na parang sa essence nating mga Bicolano and Nagueño, yung sense of volunteerism. So, pwede po natin gamitin yung sense of volunteerism. Pag sinabi po kasing volunteerism, hindi naman po tayo nag-request or naghahangad ng kapalit. So, parang, wala naman po tayong ano na parang, walang budget, ganyan. So at least po may inclusion na nagaganap sa kada sectors. So yan lang po, sir.
Yeah, sige. To respond to that na lang tuloy, no. I think the academic institution hindi naman ata limited to yung local universities. In fact, speaking for the office, we're not aiming to limit talaga. And I believe ang definition ng academic is as long as it's research-based, no, and it's very scholarly. I don't think you have to be in an established university or in formal establishments of academe. Kasi pwedeng matawag na academic yung research efforts nung grupo nyo rin, I think. Kahit you may not consider yourself in the academic sector. We do not prioritize yung label na, fixated kami sa academic sector. We were more concerned and we were more focused on people and organizations who would be willing to do yung scientific-based research. And siguro, the closest term that you can ascribe to that is academic. Pero we agree, kailangan talaga ng inclusion. And not to mention na our other PPAs are not closed off to specific institutions lang. Yung pag-review and assess of local institutions and local individuals, they're not necessarily limited to certain sectors. Siguro, to clarify any misunderstanding tuloy, we're not fixating on a single sector. We're fixating on, or we're focusing on and prioritizing yung organizations that can provide us with scientific-based data, which is to address yung challenge na may lack of indicators tayo, which the local government finds to be a real challenge in implementing monitoring and evaluation. So yun lang naman. Yung rationale behind that should be clearer ata than yung proposed outcome. Kasi total proposal lang naman, and we'll definitely take that into consideration. In fact, very broadening talaga yung naging insight mo. So thank you for that, sir. Yan lang.
Kapapatuloy, sir. So yung mga trainings po pala na nabanggit mo po kanina, sir, sa school-based training po.
I don't think so po.
Yes po, sabi niyo po magkakandak po kayo ng training sa mga schools, sa mga students.
I'm sorry kung I don't think yan yung isang, could we go back to the LBP form number 4 po. I don't think school-based lang bang nakalagay. Kasi good governance isn't limited lang naman.
Yes po.
Pero Yung limited to schools, yung curriculum on local good governance. Merong curriculum to include that in education. Pero yung partnership building and networking, yung seminars and workshops there, I don't think it has any specific scope. Yeah. Iba rin yun eh. Magkaibang item. Yeah. Yeah. Scroll down lang. So, item C, yung curriculum development of local good governance. Pero yung item D, networking and partnership building with government agencies, NGOs, and some other private groups and individuals. Yan na yung may seminars and workshops. Yeah, yan lang.
So, thank you po, sir.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Wala na. Okay na po yata, Sir Joseph. Kaya salamat po.
Thank you po.
Now it's the time for the I-Governance Office headed by Sir Bob Orsua.
Diyos maray na hapon po sa Indogabos. I am here to present the budget proposal for fiscal year 2023 of the I-Governance Office. Our office is under the Office of the City Administrator. Next slide. Next slide, please. Okay. The mandate of the office is covered by the Ordinance number 2002-063. It is entitled the Ordinance Strengthening People's Participation in Local Governance by establishing mechanism and transparency through the institutionalization of the I-Governance program of the City of Naga. This was approved in September 16 of 2002, and this was the author of this ordinance was the Honorable Mila Rakid Arroyo and Gabriel H. Bordado Jr. This program has already been replicated, presented, and been copied by different local government units, because it was during the time of Secretary Robredo, then Mayor Jess Robredo, wherein this was presented to the different local government units. And even when local government units conduct lakbayaral in the city of Naga, this is one of the basic programs which is being presented to them. Also, when there is a career executive service officer training course in Naga, which we call the CESO, again, this program is presented. And also in the Young Leaders for Good Governance Fellowship programs, wherein participants here are mayors, governors, vice mayors of the different provinces who avails of this particular fellowship program. Next slide, please. The office merely conducts coordination with other offices within the City Hall. But there are some operations wherein we also coordinate with other government agencies. Yearly, we monitor the evaluation under the Anti-Red Tape Act. We are also monitor and evaluate programs under the full disclosure policy of the ILG and the seal of good local governance. Under participation, we promote people's participation in local governance through the institutionalization of mechanism that ensures transparency in government administration, decision-making, encouraging people's feedback, comments, suggestions, and recommendations. Next slide, please. So, ang office niyo po, dadalawa lang po yung tao. Ako po sa isang secretary ko po. Next slide. So, ito po yung organization chart namin, organizational chart with some of the proposed for creation ng mga positions. But basically, you will notice that sa mayor po, under kami ng city administrator. And as I've said earlier, nagko-coordinate lang po kami sa ibang mga offices in performing our function. Next slide, please. So for 2017 until 2022, later on I will be showing pictures and details about this. We serve as the focal office for the Seal of Good Local Governance annual evaluation. We quarterly update the city financial reports, and we also do a quarterly updating of the full disclosure policy portal of the DILG. We conduct an annual revision of the Citizens Charter, and then we conduct a service pledge signing turnover of Citizens Charter to the different offices. Next slide. We regularly update the city website. As you have known that we have relaunched, there is a new website for the city. We assist in the yearly anti-red tape evaluation and compliance report. We prepare a compilation of documents for local government transition. This is done every 3 years, every time every after election. And then we also assist the ILG in the barangay Seal of Good Local Governance evaluation. We reply and reroute emails to concerned offices. Okay? Kasi yung email po namin, it's an info@naga.gov.ph. Lahat pong queries ng city government doon po bumabagsak. Kami po ang nagpapadala depende kung saan na office yung concern ng emails. Pero sometimes po, kami na rin ang tumutulong doon sa mga nagkiquery. We also, previously we assist in the verification of senior citizens and PWD for the weekly free movie. Although na-stop po kasi ito dahil sa COVID. Next slide please. So, in details po, yung website po natin is www.naga.gov.ph, pero I think yung bagong version ngayon is www.naga.gov.ph. So, iba na po yung features niya. Pick-adapt natin sa bagong trend ngayon na medyo iba yung design. Medyo maraming white spaces, but it's more on, yung showcase niya is more on yung mga current events ng Naga. Yung pang pinapalabas ngayon. Next slide. Yan po yung relaunching ng website noong July 4. Next slide. So yung website po still ongoing po yung development niya. Talaga pong iniisa-isa depending on the needs ng mga constituents. Okay? So yung Facebook naman, meron po ang city Facebook, but this is in coordination. Ang nagmaman po talaga ng Facebook ng city is the CEPIO, yung city events. Okay? So yung actual na update po niya is through the CEPIO. Pero po, yung lahat na ini-encode na din, pumapasok din po, lumalabas din po yun sa website ng city. Okay. So, we have also the Citizens Charter. Para po sa hindi nakakaalam, especially po yung mga youth, dito po nagsimula ang Citizen Charter sa Naga. Okay? And naging requirement po ng DILG, and I'm not only the DILG, but the national government, wherein all government offices should have a Citizen Charter. So isa po yan sa pinagmamalaki po natin na dito nanggaling ang Citizen Charter sa Naga. So, inadapt po yan ng nagkaroon ng Anti-Red Tape Act wherein everybody was required to have a Citizen Charter. So every time pupunta kayo sa government offices, makikita nyo na meron dyan mga nakadisplay ng mga services. Ano yung mga requirements, gaano katagal and so on. Okay, next slide please. So yung ARTA, based dun sa ginawa natin, nag-evaluate ata yung ARTA, inayos na yung format. So, in 2019, naglabas sila ng bagong format. So, ang laman malang yan is ano yung service, about ano yung service, sino yung office na gumagawa niyan, and then they classify the service, whether it is a simple, whether it is a 3-day transaction, a 7 days, or a highly technical classification. And then there is also a type whether the transaction involves government to citizen, government to business, or government to government. And then, piglagay na rin kung who could avail of these services. So, pwede i-specify doon sinong klase ng constituents. And meron silang linagay ng checklist ng mga requirements. So, ito parang ma-avoid yung mga offices na humihingi ng mga requirements na hindi naman pala kailangan. And then, what they did now was to separate the steps, hiniwalay sa dalawa. Dati kasi dire-diretso lang yung ginawa natin. But what they did was to separate it na ano lang yung gagawin ng kliyente, ano naman yung gagawin ng opisina. And it involves kung ano yung fees na dapat bayaran, yung processing time, and sino yung person responsible. Ang pagkakaiba natin dito sa Naga, kasi specific yung tao. So alam mo kung sino yung irereklamo mo as far as kung sino hindi gumagawa ng procedure dito sa Citizens Charter. Next slide, please. So, meron tayong hardbound copy. Meron tayong mga folders na pig-distribute din sa mga offices. Every year ito, pinapalitan natin. Kasi meron mga nag-retire, meron namamatay, tapos meron ibang rini-assign sa ibang office or ina-assign sa ibang section ng opisina. Next slide. So, as far as the online, so linagay namin ito sa online, tayo naman ang nauna maglagay nito sa online, we did it in parang pig groupings natin into services. So, depende sa whether it's health and nutrition, social services and housing. So, depende kung napasaan yung office mo. And each one of them, lumalabas dyan yung mga services na po pwedeng i-avail ng mga constituents. Ang lalabas nun, kagaya ng previous slide. Okay. Next slide, please. So, this is also a requirement of ARTA. Kasi baka yung iba naman, hindi naman makita yung folder o hindi naman makita yung nasa online. We are required to post. So, naglalagay tayo ng mga tarpaulins. Nandiyan dyan yung mga services sa labas ng mga offices. Next slide. Okay. We are also required na meron tayong transparency board. Again, tayo naman nauna niyang transparency board. Kasi Naga City is not afraid to show its financial reports. Okay? And the same thing, inadapt din ito ng DILG. Okay? So yan, meron tayong financial reports. Ang linalagay natin sa mga boards natin is more than what is being asked by the national government. So, meron tayong boards sa City Hall, meron sa Bicol Central Station, and sa People's Mall. Okay? So, next slide please. So, ang ginawa ng DILG, aside from the board itself, naglagay siya ng portal. Dito sa portal, ang una nag-attend niya noon si Ma'am Rose. Pinasa sa amin. Meron tayong full disclosure policy portal of DILG, wherein all LGUs are required to post in Excel format specific financial reports na kailangan during a certain period. So, meron yan sinasabing yearly report, meron quarterly report. So, since kami naman ang nag-upload ang trabaho namin is merely to coordinate, get the reports from the different offices. Okay, next slide please. So, ganyan ang lumalabas sa report, yung sa full disclosure. So, yung nasa taas, yan ang mga annual report, which includes the annual budget. Kasama dyan. So, yung buong budget, linalagay namin dyan. We have the Gender and Development Annual Report. We have the Annual Procurement Plan, the Statement of Indebtedness, yung utang natin. Tapos yung Statement of Receipts and Expenditures, and the Supplemental Procurement Plans. Quarterly, we are required, yan sa baba, to submit the bids, yung bids result. Okay? The Internal Revenue Allotment, the disaster fund, the manpower complements, kung pala yung mga empleyado ng City Hall, the PDAF, the quarterly cash flow, the special educational fund utilization, and the unliquidated cash advances. So yan po, required po yan. Next slide please. So yan, I think yun na naman the seal of good local governance. So dito, we coordinate with 19 offices. Kumukuha kami ng mga report sa kanila to compile all those 10 folders. Next slide please. So yan, so all in all, 81 provinces, 14 cities, municipalities ang ina-assess. So pag initial assessment, it's where meron provincial assessment and a regional assessment and a national assessment. So every year ito nangyayari, ang trabaho ng office was really to provide all the documents. Next slide please. So yan, in 2019, there were only 7 criteria. But in 2020, ginawa na yung 10. And ang mahirap is, you have to pass all of them. Isa lang hindi mo mapasahan, wala ka ng seal of good local governance. So, medyo mahirap kasi ang daming hinihingi. Minsan yung listahan nila, pagdating ng evaluators, mayroon pang ibang hinihingi. So, talagang medyo, ewan ko kung baka ayaw naman nila at ang maraming makapasa. Pero, it's very difficult na ang daming ang requirements. Okay? So, bawat isa niyan, minsan mga 20 documents ang kailangan mong i-produce. Okay? Ganon kahirap. And, tayo naman, meron naman tayong na over the years, na nasanay na din tayo, alam na din natin, pero minsan nabubulaga tayo kasi every year meron naman silang hiningi ng panibago. Sige, next slide please. So, yan yung every year result natin. Okay? In 2019, meron nang lumabas na Government Assessment Report. 2022, meron tayong evaluation. We are waiting for the Governance Assessment Report kung ano nangyari sa evaluation. Next slide. 5 minutes na lang kada. Okay. So, this is the LBB Form 2. Next slide. So, wala po kaming PS. Kasi ang sweldo ko po nasa ibang office. And yung secretary ko, naka-charge po under the MOE. Okay, so, bulk po ng 54% of our budget goes to the other general services. The rest goes to other office supplies, traveling, telephone, and that's 21%, and the other printing and publication is around 24%. So, maliit lang yung budget ng office is 259,000. Next slide, please. So, hindi kami nagtitipid po kami parate. So, anything po na lumabas na hindi kasali sa budget, ako na po ang sumasagot. Okay lang po yan. Next slide. Minsan po kasi, medyo, for example, yung tarpaulin, medyo mahirap kasi hindi mo alam kung ano yung mga measurements. So, yun, minsan hindi na yung charge sa City Hall, pero okay lang. Wala kaming gasoline kasi we do not have a government car. So, sariling gasolina lang. Okay lang yan po. So, ito po yung under general administrative support, yung mga record, property, and personnel. Yan pong tinatrabaho namin. And then for support to operations, we have the Revision Citizens Charter, which comes in different forms with the paper-based, the editing, the layouting. Next slide. And under the Seal of Good Local Governance, meron din po kaming expenditures for that. Under the transparency programs, we have the collection of and reproduction of financial reports, scanning, and compiling the reports for full disclosures. And the last two is the capturing of documents for queries and feedbacks. And the last is the continuous re-engineering of the city website. Okay. So, yun na po. So, malam po, ang pinapakiusap ko malam po yung at least maging casual yung sekretary ko. Kasi pang-apat na po ito, parating job order, hindi tumatagal sa akin. So, siyempre hindi ko na po pwede mapigilan kung meron greener pasture. So, every time, na-retrain lang po ako ng tao. Sana po magkaroon naman po kami na at least casual for the... Pero, nagagawa naman po namin yung trabaho namin as far as the I-Governance Office is concerned. Kung ano pong ibigay pang additional na work, ginagampanan pa rin po namin. So, yun lang po. Thank you very much.
Thank you po, Sir Bob. May question po from the PWD sector.
Thank you, Sir Bob, for
good afternoon.
Comprehensive, enlightening present. Sir Bob, duwang queries lang. Una, yung naiiling ko po sa barangay, mayroon man silang bulletin board, transparency board. Connected pa yun sa Indo o sa barangay?
Actually po, ang barangay is required na magkaroon ng transparency board. There are only 7 items na dapat ilagay nila. Pero hindi po namin covered yan. Ang DILG po nag-evaluate niyan if they are complying. Specifically, mahuhuli sila pag dumating kami doon sa Seal of Good Local Governance sa barangay evaluation. Kasi dapat nakapost yun. Meron din silang schedule ng quarterly reports na dapat ilagay din doon.
Minsan kaya, Manoy, pag binabasa ka ito, nagko-comment sa ibang kabarangay ko, di gano'n na updated.
Opo, dapat po kasi may every start of the year, maglalagay po sila ng mga yearly reports, yung mga annual budget na diyan po yan. And then, meron po yung tinatawag na quarterly reports na dapat i-post din. Tapos nga, supposed to be, kung transparent kayo, hindi ko lang po sure yung mga ibang mga, I think yung resolutions nila, dapat i-post din nila yon parang alam ng mga tao.
Kulang eh, pero delayed 1 month.
Siguro po we have to, pwede po namin yung gawin, evaluating namin, lista po namin, kami nang iikot. Sige po.
Last point, Sir Bob. Naibalik na po yung sa free movie daw ng mga PWD.
We are still
SM.
waiting for the signal po ng City Mayor. Kasi dahil nga po sa COVID, kaya nahinto po yun. Kaya up to now po wala pang go signal sa amin. And then we have to, I think, renew our contract again with SM. So kami na po gagawa ng board. And then we'll be posting yung reports if they are complying. Tulungan na lang po namin yung DILG.
Okay po, any questions po? Sir Mayor? Si Sir Noli po from labor sector.
Good afternoon po.
Good afternoon po. Napansin ko lang po doon sa sinabi mo na duwa ka mo lang sa opisina.
Opo.
Dahil muwa po kaya, sa labor po kaya ako, pag muwa po kaya, ang kadaklan ng mga empleyado, dahil nga ako mariregular, mahanap na siya, mahali talaga. Dahil po,
Job order po siya, job order.
Job order, opo. Dahil po pwedeng ma-regular siya, na maghanap kita ng regular nga, o kaya madagdagan pa kami ng tao. Salamat po.
Actually po, na every year po, pag na-renew, lalagay mo po na requesting na kung po pwede pong ma-casual o ma-permanent. But for the past couple of years po talaga medyo tight yung budget ng City Hall. Kaya yun po, nagtsatsaga po kami. Okay lang po.
Sir Bob, mayo naman po, garong ka. Sorry. Youth sector, TJ Cruz.
Sir.
Good afternoon.
Dahil man po ako question, suggestion lang po. Dito po sir sa sa sinasabi niyo pong yearly po tayo nagbe-print ng citizen charter.
Yes, sir.
Nilalagay po natin sa sa folder and binder.
Opo.
So po, is it possible po ba na at least gumawa rin po tayo ng e-copies nito?
Meron po tayo sa online.
Meron na po?
Meron po.
Okay.
Nasa website po ng city.
Sige po. Thank you po,
Tapos
sir.
minsan po, pag meron pupunta dito na humihingi, linagay namin sa CD or linagay namin sa USB. And yung pong copies na sa online po, updated po yun din every year.
Sir Bob, under the supervision mo po ba itong mga transparency board like ito pong sa Naga City People's Market, CBS, itong mga transparency board po. Ikaw po kayo ito ang nag-supervise?
Ako po ang nagpo-post.
Sige sir.
Normally po, dati po ako yan, every weekend ako po nadyan. Pero minsan po nadyan ako medyo banggiw na masakit po ang parkingan.
Ayan po. Kaya salamat pong Marayta. Nakakakuha po ni mga impormasyon ang mga nagduduman sa mga establishment na to.
Ang cleanliness po and maintenance, naka-assign po sa market or sa terminal.
Ngayon naman po, Garcin, ng kaputan, well presented po sa imong annual investment plan. Kaya, thank po,
okay po.
Sir Bob.
Basta po kami, kung ano po kamong suggestion anytime, willing po kami Thank you very much po.
Salamat pong maray sa mga nag-participate.